everyone, here's the next episode of my Pinecastle Let's Play of SimCity 4. I'm going to load up this next city tile over actually because I've been laying out some new transportation areas, as you can see here in the last episode. So I'm first going to complete this interchange here, where there's an avenue going over the highway. So yeah, I'll have to first make it an overpass, which would be RHW6C, and go from there, I guess. I might be able to get away with making it one tile closer, actually. Sometimes you need to leave that tile blank, right where next to the flux site transition, because it won't retain the override if you don't. I think it should be fine in this case, because there's these blank tiles in the middle. That are to RHW6. I'll probably better start a piece right here for now, at least. Convert it. Yep, that worked fine, I guess. The whole thing is converted. So I guess now I need to decide which type of interchange it should be. I'm thinking, at least on this side, I can't really do much of a thing like a partial cloverleaf or anything because of the limited space. I might be able to fit something in, I don't know. Actually, see, I think I can actually probably get rid of this and convert it to RHW and just convert it back to the avenue on the other side of the neighbor connection there. So I'm gonna put neighbor connector piece, a neighbor connector piece right here for now, and yeah, I guess I'll try making it a partial cloverleaf then. So tape A4 partial cloverleaf. That would involve having a ramp. Actually, one would be going this way. See, I don't know, actually, I'm running out of space already, so it might not be possible. Might have to go for a diamond interchange. So, yeah. I mean, there's not so many options, I suppose, for the road to highway interchanges types, at least if you're using 6 lanes in this game. Let's see, there's dumbbell, teardrop, raindrop, which uses a roundabout at each end, I think. So, partial cloverleaf with a loop ramp, which I was not able to build, and diamond interchange is the simplest, I suppose. So, I think that's about all I can do. So I'll probably take care of it that way. That would just be the simplest, to have an exit ramp here. And it would just curve right about there. And you have these nice, smooth, small radius curves in the new network add-on version, which are very useful. You just have to drag through the curve like that. I'll convert to the smoother version, which takes up one more tile right here. If you don't have that space, it's not possible to build it, but it's pretty useful otherwise. Alright, so yeah, I probably put some exit lane or something here, but I don't really have space for one. I don't think that there's no diagonal transition to 8 lanes, so I can't really add a lane and then have it exit, so I'm just gonna have it branch off from the main highway like that. I'll drag this through the rest of the way. I do have space for an entrance lane, fortunately, which is kind of more important. So I'll put that there in a moment. I need a neighbor connector piece right there, DLI 7. Unfortunately, there's barely any turn lane space for this turning left onto the on-ramp here. But at least there's something, I suppose. I don't think I can make this any more close to the height transition here. Alright, so I want to make it an E1 type ramp. So I'm just looking at the diagram that I was looking at in the last episode again. So I need to kind of see. I think I can just drag it towards the highway like this. And then I need to drag out of there and do that. Wow, that's actually pretty simple compared to the 2-lane version that I was doing last episode, so yeah, that works well. Now I'm going to need to, I want to transition it back to 6 lanes. This is just a merged lane here, so put it right about there, I think. Drag this out a little bit, and go ahead and drag that too. I'll put cosmetic pieces for the merge lane in a moment. So on the other side of the interchange, I think it would make sense. Let's see, would I be able to make that into a partial cloverleaf here? Yeah, I could probably. There's the loop ramp, exit for both directions, and an on-ramp here. And there's nothing, no reason why it shouldn't be possible that I can see to have one half of it be a partial cloverleaf and the other half is a diamond. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to want to use a smooth puzzle piece based curves here. I'm going to try this flex curve, this multi-radius curve here. That works. I want a 90-degree one, too, which I think is actually a wider radius than the puzzle piece. Well, maybe it isn't, actually. No, it's a little bit wider, I think. Oh. It's a little bit smoother than the puzzle piece curve, yeah. Goes one tile further out, so, yeah. I need another 45-degree curve right there, and I want to put another one of these on-ramps. So pretty simple, just drag right to the highway, then out from there, then do that. Unfortunately, I should have actually left that space for the height transition here because I'm going to need another tile for the merge lane for the 8-lane highway. So I'm going to see if I can fix that now. And I don't have any, it won't convert to the right type of highway right there, so I need to actually make this ramp a little bit further out now. I'm going to need to get rid of that now. So I can put the flex height transition right here. Oops. I'll just go ahead and drag this through now and finish this up. drag it to this avenue here, it will automatically convert to 6 lanes. So there, that works. Put that right there at off ramp. And the curve pieces now. So I'm going to actually want to move this a little bit closer. So drag that right up to the highway. The good thing about these new flex curves or multi-radius curves that can be converted to other types of networks is that if you had a regular curve, you'd have to have something to convert it to one-lane ramp, MIS, after the curve because it would break that. So this will automatically convert to the ramp. It's pretty useful. So do that. Alright. Looks pretty good. And I'll transition back to 6 lanes. Oops, there it was. Right about there, I think. Alright. Actually, we want to probably transition that a little sooner, possibly, because I want to have another ramp here. That's the plan. So I'll put that. Yes, I want to have this transition moved back a little ways. Right about here, I think. That's still an acceptable length of merge space, I'd say. Better than nothing. Drag that there, and... Alright. I think I should be able to give it one more tile of merge space, actually. So I'm going to use the non-destructive disconnector pieces to get rid of that part there that was a starter piece. I can probably put this width transition closer to this ramp here. I'm going to make it as close as possible just to have the most generous merge space I can in this area. Alright. And this won't have much merge space, it looks like, because unless I wanted to make this all 8 lanes, or 4 lanes, which I don't, I'm just going to convert it back to 6 lanes before this curve here, because you can't convert it during the curve, really. So we need to demolish this now. Oops. So I'm probably going to need to rebuild this whole thing. I found on the last episode that you want to do it from the outside to the inside for these multi-highway curves. So this won't have very much merge space, you can see here. But it's something, I suppose. So I'm going to see if I can... I'll need to actually get rid of the starter piece here, which I can do by dragging across there. Oops, I actually destroyed the transition. Let's try that once again. I guess I'll just use the disconnector piece, which is useful for the situation, I think. Then I can use the smaller radius curve here. Alright, looks like it would fit. Oops, I should have done what I said to do from the outside to the inside. Alright, just gotta connect this, and oops, I messed something up too. Try this once again. Alright, that worked well. It's right before the curve here. And... yeah. So I usually end up with more merge space for this ramp here and a partial cloverleaf, because this one's limited by the next entrance here, so, but it's actually shorter merge space for this, which is unfortunate, I suppose. I'm just going to give it a few cosmetic pieces for 8S. I normally use these. Oh, that's good. It didn't break this right here. I was thinking it might do that, but it didn't, so that's good. This is the type I use. Doesn't perfectly align, unfortunately, with the lines here. You can barely tell, though, I suppose. Okay, so that shows that it's an ending lane here. And I'm going to use the regular arrow without the dash solid markings. Right here, for this part, assuming it doesn't break anything, because I can't use like dashed lines or dotted lines underneath this overpass here. Let me actually get rid of this. Okay. I'm just going to pretend it has 2 spaces between each arrow piece, which I usually use for these. So, but I'll be pretending that for the part here, because you can't actually have the cosmetic piece underneath an overpass, like I said. There'll be one here, there'll be one right here as well. 1, 2 piece, 1, 2, and there's another. Okay. So that works for that. And there's one more ramp I need here, which is the off ramp. It'll just be a regular intersection for a partial cloverleaf. Seems to be getting a little messed up. Okay, that fixes it. I'm not going to give it any deceleration lane space really, because it's got a long ramp anyway for deceleration. The ramp is very long. That should be fine as it is. So I will just use the smoothest curve here. I want to demolish this and rebuild it actually, so I can fit that a little bit closer. There. And drag that right up to the highway. I'll just use a regular, draggable ramp. Like that. Click a few times to convert that curve, and there we have it, the finished product. Oh, but one more thing, I did actually want to, well, I don't know, this would make a pretty big interchange, but I want to have since I have no deceleration lane here, it's kind of a sharp curve radius, 45 degrees, so I thought I'd make the on-ramp, or the off-ramp actually have the fractional angled ramp piece. So I'm going to use this type of off-ramp. So this just makes it a slightly smoother curve radius if I use this kind of ramp. Because since I don't have a deceleration lane, like I said, I'd want to have this be a full speed exit here, for realism purposes. I'll make it smoother. So that made it a little bit of a larger interchange here. I might actually put this a little bit closer, make it smaller. It should be fine. If I do, let me see, I'll put a ramp, extend that, and diagonal transition, one straight piece tile here. Seawall exit. There, I think that looks better. It's smaller. There's more space for other development. Okay, so that takes care of the off-ramp. I could probably make it have, what I sometimes do is make it into a one-way road for the off-ramp. Convert it to one-way road. So there's a left and right turn lane. I guess I'll just leave this as a ramp. The other side is just a regular ramp too. One lane. So, yeah, there's the interchange. And I guess that's all I wanted to do in this city tile for now. I mean, I wanted to develop more industry, of course. Now, I think, well, I did want to have a porch area here. Just kind of continue that for the main city tile. So, we have a port right here, so it's going to be hard to match it up exactly with the seawall here. Not sure if I can do that. I'm gonna try to do it though. See what I will try to put some kind of road piece here. Count the tiles next to it. So that's interesting. I think this tile is actually aligned with the, well, it should be a corner right here of the city tiles. They're not like offset or anything, I mean. Oh, they are actually, okay. So that's kind of makes it easier to match this terrain up here. I try to use the reconcile edges feature of the game. See if this messes everything up. It did. I don't know why exactly. That makes that flat now. What I'll actually do is, yeah, like I said, drag a road neighbor connection. I'm going to first flatten some land here and then drag a neighbor connection so I can see where it should be aligned with. So I'm going to flatten this part right here. Make sure there's 3 tiles so the road can extend past the boundary of the neighbor connection. Right. save and exit. And go back here. Let's see. I will want to drag a road connection. No, actually, I want to probably make this straight here, this seawall, into the diagonal part. First of all, so that can be kind of easier to... Well, no, this is fine as it is, actually. Put that back. Those trees back. I'm going to drag the road connection right there. And then again, see, there's the road will appear on the other side, and I can see there's one tile space right there that the diagonal should be right where the road is, it looks like, so look where that is on the other side. Didn't appear, it's probably in the water, so I need to flatten some more areas here. Alright. This again. Alright, there we have the road connection. So I think this should all be flattened out now. That's okay. I meant to destroy it. So in the next city tile over, the diagonal seawall was basically right here. There was the last piece, and I think there should be another diagonal piece right there. So I can match that up like that. This type, I think. So I can demolish that and put the piece right there. That's where it should match up, I think. Alright. That's the hard part taken care of. And put a couple more of these here. Alright. And I want to put one of these filler pieces so I can transition it back to orthogonal. Right there, I think. Yep. Put one of these here. Actually, I should have put that one more tile closer to the edge. There. Alright. Now this is finished. Okay. I think it's matched up perfectly now, so save it. And now I can continue with the port in the seawall, put it back into a port area. With the seaport, lots of it, somewhere up here. There it is. Alright. I'll put a couple more straight pieces for the seawall here first. Alright, well, I'm going to end the episode right about here and continue the actual development of the seaport in the next one. So, I'll be doing some more actual zoning type stuff in that one, so I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.